What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon and I am still waiting for my Satyr, and today we are talking about Rust in the Root by Justina Ireland. So I just read another book by Justina Ireland. I actually, there's some overlap with this. And let me just say, Justina Ireland is such a good storyteller, and I didn't even know Rust in the Root was coming out, and I follow her on Twitter. Like, what? I saw her posting about it. I'm like, okay, well, I have to read this book. I have to read this book. It's gonna be amazing. I know Justina Ireland, and I know she's gonna deliver, and she absolutely did. I actually want to start with the author's note, which is the very end of the book, but she talks about getting the inspiration for Rust in the Root while she was writing Deathless Divide, which is the sequel to Dread Nation, because as she was doing her research, like, those books are set in the South, she's telling this amazing story. She was coming across a lot of pictures from, like, unnamed individuals who were alive during this time, and she found herself wanting to write their story and, like, give them, like, a proper story, and I really, really like that, and I think you can really see that come alive in Rust in the Root, because this book, once again, is a period piece. We are following a young girl named Laura, and she lives in a world with magic, and specifically they call this, like, mancy or craft. So there's necromancy, there's mechomancy, fluoromancy, like, all of that. There's all different types of it, but when you use all of them together, they call it craft, otherwise known as witchcraft, which is kind of frowned upon. So naturally, Laura is showing some signs, some affinities for some multiple things, but she just wants to be a baker. She just wants to open a bakery, like, and she wants to use her powers to do it, and in order to do that, she has to have a license, and being a black woman growing up in New York, like, that's very hard for her to do, so she finds herself joining the Colored Auxiliary, which is a group of magical users who are all using their abilities in order to solve problems, and this is where her story really takes off. I absolutely loved it. I was in love with this story from start to finish. Laura, aka the Peregrine, is such an amazing character. Justina Ireland does such a good job writing her female main characters because they're equal parts messy and figuring things out and strong and cool, and I just love it so much. They always feel so realistic, and I loved seeing the Peregrine story because she comes so far. And then probably my favorite aspect of this book is that they go to Ohio, because of course it's Ohio, to solve this big blight that is happening, and it was very Annihilation, which I also really love Annihilation. So this just combined some of my favorite things, like with that historical history, Annihilation, witchcraft, into this really awesome story that was so steeped in, like, this beautiful heritage and storytelling, and I just was so into it. I highly recommend this book, and as with Justina Ireland's books, I also really recommend the audiobook because the audio is done really, really well. I can't say enough good things about Rust in the Root. I'm giving it an A+, obviously, and I honestly just cannot wait to see what she's gonna write next. I know she's still doing stuff for Star Wars, but her stuff outside of Star Wars just is doing it like nobody else. So like I said, A+, please do yourself a favor and go read this book. And if you haven't read Deathless Divide and Dread Nation, go back and read those too. Nothing she writes ever misses. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit the like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe to Talk Books with me every week. That's everything I got for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.